On Veterans Day, we all thank our military brothers and sisters for protecting and preserving our nation. And our veterans can take pride in history's heroes who showed us just what our armed forces are made of. But for American Catholics, there's one military hero who, in a way, stands out from all the rest. When World War II broke out, a 25-year-old priest from Kansas named Father Emil Kapaun begged his bishop's permission to join the fight against the Axis powers. Nearly a decade later, the young priest, now a military chaplain and a captain, faced another enemy. He deployed to Korea with the 1st Cavalry Division. During the many skirmishes that followed, Father Kapaun would brave enemy fire to leap from one trench to another, praying with soldiers and offering last rites to the mortally wounded. He had many close calls. A flying tank shell once came so close to his head that it blew off his helmet. At another point, an enemy bullet shot Father Kapaun's pipe right out of his mouth. And the proud survivor? He grinned and posed for a picture with the shattered souvenir pipe. As his brothers in arms would later attest, his courage was awe-inspiring. After a few months, our brave men were surprised by Chinese troops. Surrounded and taking heavy fire, many of them managed to retreat and escape. But not Father Kapaun. No, he deliberately stayed with the wounded and allowed the Chinese to take him prisoner. The decision would cost Father Kapaun his life, but he knew that, and he also knew that it would enable him to be a saving grace to his fellow prisoners of war. And that he was. In their own words, as reported by the BBC, the survivors make it clear. Father Kapaun was the greatest example of manhood I've ever seen in my life, one soldier said. By his very presence, he could turn a stinking mud hut into a cathedral, said another. Even under torture, Father Kapaun resisted the brainwashing of the communist enemy and would not renounce his faith. He ministered to his fellow prisoners to the very end. In his last hour, he heard my confession, a surviving POW later wrote. Father Kapaun said, "As you see, I am crying too. Not tears of pain, but tears of joy, because I'll be with my God in a short time." He died of starvation, sickness, and a lack of basic medical care in May 1951. Decades later, he was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor. But in addition, his cause for canonization is also under consideration by the Vatican. If he is canonized, Father Kapaun will become the first Catholic saint to serve in the United States Armed Forces. This has been an episode of CVTV. Subscribe to CVTV on YouTube, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and sign up at catholicvote.org/loop.